What's going on, Genshin gamers? Sam here, back at it again for another video. And with Dehya officially being released, I wanted to give my thoughts on her fully released kit. Let's get into it. Gamers, I'm going to be completely honest. I really didn't want to make this video. If you don't know, I made a video last week where I said, Dehya will not be that bad. Now, a few aspects of that video I think still need to be flushed out. I mean, I'm pretty confident that Dehya is going to get a signature artifact set. I'm pretty confident that there will be future characters, hopefully as soon as Fontaine, that will work better with Dehya than what we currently have and just make her better. But as she currently stands, she does feel very underwhelming and unpolished. And I just really wanted to give my thoughts on her as a whole, her entire arc thus far, and where I think Hoyo could have made some very easy design changes to make her better. And I also wanted to give my thoughts on why I think Hoyo made her the way she is. So let's get into it. Now, obviously, I didn't pull for Dehya. I really wanted to. I had every intention to, but after I noticed that she was going to, the standard banner, and then obviously Baiju's coming. I really want Baiju because I'm confident Kuki is going to be on his banner. I don't have Kuki. I decided, Dehya, it's not meant to be right now. But, I have watched a lot of other content creators. I've tested her myself. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on her kit and how she plays. Now, before we go into her kit, probably the most frustrating thing about Dehya is her design, because her design is so clean. I think a lot of people, myself included, were so hyped about Dehya because her design is so spectacular. She has to have one of the coolest designs in the game. And so often, that's a main reason that we pull on these characters. We either like their personality, we like their design, we like their lore, what have you. And then obviously, the play style and multipliers and everything has a big effect on it as well. But man, the design wise, chef's kiss, but execution wise, what are we doing, Hoyo? Anyway, moving into her actual kit. So I personally think that Dehya was always meant to play around her elemental skill. And her elemental skill in its own right is kind of unique, because when you pop it, it essentially acts like Albedo's elemental skill, right? You're going to get a coordinated attack. It's going to provide some pyro application. Cool. The problem with it, though, is that it only applies pyro every 2.5 seconds, which is actually really slow. And since it doesn't last very long, you're not getting very much pyro application. You're not getting a lot of ability to vape or melt with it. So it just feels really underwhelming. Now, the cool part about her elemental skill, and let me show you guys. I'm sure you're already aware, but when you pop the elemental skill, for those 9 seconds, you basically have what we're calling super armor, right? Where whichever active character is out is pretty much immune to interruption, which is really cool. So basically, this works really well with, like a reverse melt Ganyu, because you're able to just kind of have Ganyu sit in place, fire off her charge shots, do big melt damage, which is Pog. But the problem is, for the other 3 seconds, it's basically useless, right? So like the first 9 seconds, it's Pog, it works. But for the remaining 3 seconds, it doesn't work. And in fact, you're getting knocked back into oblivion. And what's even more frustrating about the elemental skill is the fact that it has a 20-second cooldown. So really, you're only getting a 9-second window to have this super armor. It just doesn't really play well. It just doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel cohesive. So that's the first strike. The second strike, obviously this is a huge one, is the fact that she doesn't work with Xingqiu and Yelan. So if she's not gonna be, this tanky girl that we were hoping, and then she also doesn't pair with the 2 best Hydra supports, that's 2 major strikes right off the bat. So like, we can't use her as a main pyro DPS really, because she's not able to use the 2 best Hydra supports. So her vape potential is very, did I say very enough? Very small. So what do we do? Well, we could try doing Bersian, but also Toma is better at Bersian than she is. So Dia has so many different niches that she could have been used for, but based on her multipliers, based on her cooldowns, based on her actual design functionality, she's just, you can't assimilate her to any of these desired teams and team comps. And obviously, I think what could have significantly made everything so much easier and smoother is if we just made her pure HP scaling. I feel like this would have solved so much of her problems. And to me, it seems like such an easy change. We already have Hu Tao in the game. Hu Tao, Pyro DPS, scales completely off HP. Copy, paste Hoyo. Like what are we doing? I think if she has pure HP scaling, not only is she easier to build, she's going to hit harder, then she's going to be able to mitigate some of the other issues that we have with her not being as good at Bersian as Toma, her not being able to pair with Xingqiu and Yelan. She would just naturally do more damage. Right now, if you want Dia to be a main DPS, really the best team for her is Mono Pyro. So you put her with Bennett, you put her with Kazuha, you put her with Shang Ling. But I mean, you're putting her with three of the best characters in Genshin. Like, of course she's going to perform well. And even in those teams, for the most part, Shang Ling is doing more damage than her. And you would just be better suited to put a Hydro character with that team to do Vape. So it just, I'm baffled. I truly don't understand what Hoyo was thinking when they designed this character, because it just doesn't make any sense. And the only thing that I can possibly think is that they did it on purpose. Because I have to think during the beta test that the beta testers were relaying this information and saying, hey, she feels underwhelming. And Hoyo still went ahead and was like, hey, that's fine. Maybe we'll just take a loss on this character and we're just going to throw in the standard banner. Because it's very apparent that Hoyo just did not want to make Dia strong. Now, I know I just ranted and was pretty negative. For all my Dia havers out there and maybe people that are on the fence, if you want her, please, 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 please go get her. She is usable. She is. I mean, I've seen other content creators being able to clear floor 12 of the Abyss. Is it easy? No. But maybe it gives you a little bit more challenge and maybe it gives you something to strive for. But like, if you still want her, you should still get her. I mean, her design is awesome. Her VA is awesome. Her backstory is cool. She told Paimon to shut up, which is very pog. Like, if you want Dia and you don't give a flying woot about meta, please don't let anybody dissuade you from getting her. But talking about her holistically, if you're free to play, if you're strapped for primos and you were kind of thinking about Dia, I cannot recommend this character at her current state, which makes it even more frustrating because she's never going to get a rerun banner. So she's going directly to the standard banner, which only heightens my thoughts that she's going to get a signature artifact set. She's going to get future 4 stars or 5 stars that are going to make her significantly better. So my only thought process is Hoyo is deliberately doing this because they didn't want to make Dia good because she's going to standard. They just didn't want to make another strong standard character. And also, they want us to spend our future primos or Pepe swipe in the future for other characters that will make Dia better. So all in all, I think Hoyo just took a major L on this one, and I think they did it intentionally. Like, there's no way that they would have released a character in such a sad state. I mean, they have never really done it before. I mean, we had Zhongli, who was an Archon that the Chinese community griped about, and then they made him very strong. I just don't see them doing that with Dia, unfortunately, because she's going to the standard banner. That's supposed to be the catch-all and the saving grace for her being underperforming. So I don't get it. Gamers, I'm totally baffled. I was so hyped for this character. I wanted her desperately to be my Pyro DPS. I don't have a Pyro DPS on my main account. I don't have Hu Tao. I don't have Yoimiya. I mean, Diluc is Diluc. I was so hyped for Dia. And it really hurts that she wasn't released in a state where she could have achieved her full potential. But that's pretty much it. I think I've said my piece. I don't really know what else to say. It's very unfortunate. I feel bad for the DM mains that were out there. But at the end of the day, Genshin Impact is a casual and fun game. There's never going to be any other difficult, hard content. So please just get the characters you want and be nice to people. Like, don't judge people for getting the characters that they want, even if they aren't as strong as they could be. Like, guys, this is a community. We're supposed to be nice to each other. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys. Remember to love each other. Comment down below if you got her, if you're still on the fence, if you've been completely turned off by her. I want to know. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.